Welcome back, everybody. And I'm back. Sorry about that. This is MDawg, and we're doing another leveling guide, and whoops. All right, much better. Not a leveling guide. We're doing a leveling series. So my hope is that we can go fish for some bream. We're going to test a bream spot. I think we can do bream ground bait, right? Let's assume we can. 1, 2, 3. Millet porridge. What else is in it? Maggots. Did I get 3? And then anise oil. Yeah. All right. So I'm pretty sure we can do bream ground bait. Wow, how glorious is this? All right. Okay. So, since we're doing bream, let's go ahead and get our second feeder fishing start. And what do we have? What kind of, is this a mono? Yeah. All right. Let's do the same things. First of all, let's unpack this. Let's get our second comfort out. Let's go paternoster. We've got bream ground bait now. We could do 4.4 if we want to do fluorocarbon. That actually works kind of perfect. All right, that's 4.4. That's 5. Do we want to keep this separate? Yeah, let's try keeping it separate. Okay, beautiful. Now, what I actually want to go test first is Baya. So we're going to head to Oldberg to test out bream, but first let's go to Baya. I don't necessarily have any good information that there's like necessarily a great spot. I know that people still have been doing their premium New Year's challenges on float down at, we never did get a map here, did we? Down at, what is it, 7137. So I think that's down here. It's at this rock, I believe. Yes, right here. So my thought is, if they're active on float, maybe we can get a decent fish or two during the day while we're waiting on bream time. We don't have a ton of time. We got a little bit though. We'll rotate through these different lures. Right now I've got it on 25 rotation. We'll see how it goes. Of course, we're not here first thing in the morning. It'd be nice to be here first thing in the morning, but let's just see how this does. So instead of going quite at that far of an angle, let's go a little straighter. That's still a pretty big angle. I guess what I'm thinking is, since we're not able to cast as far as we'd like to be able to, you know, trying to do straight cast might be the best option for us. But all right, so this is what well, this is the second cast. Ooh, yeah, there we go. All right, what type of fish is that? Perch? Not what I was expecting, but we'll take anything at this point. All right, so straight out would be, at least close to straight out would be like that. Let's just see what happens here. What could this be? Ooh. Brown trout. Let's cuddle up to this tree here. All right, so this one is 3.53, same as this one. No, that's even smaller. So slightly heavier, not much. Here's an Aquila. I haven't used an Aquila here at Baya in a long time, but this, you know, this used to be the business, right? Ooh, quick bite. I love to see it. Let's keep it going, Aquila. Help us level up. Is that a grayling? See, that's what we want to see. You would love to see a healthy grayling bite rate, and then every once in a while, a brown trout comes in. That's the world you want to live in here at Baya. I think that's another very small grayling, 3.8. So far, the only marker fish we have is a perch. So we have not paid for our travel expenses. That's okay. Okay. I mean, that was kind of exciting. Let's see what else we can do here. Oh yeah, this. It's lighter though. This one's a little heavier. Let's just see what happens when we can cast something a little farther. These Baya fish get so spoiled on spikers and hornets and snowflakes, and they're not, they're so spoiled. All right, I'm going to turn my volume up on my side, on my end. So you might want to mute me once I get this retrieval in. Ooh, caught a perch. All right. You might want to mute me because it's annoying how they do the audio here. All right, sorry about that. I just couldn't hear the game sounds very good. See if I did it too much. partly cloudy day. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just not sure. Hmm. Yeah, we're not really getting her done here. Oh. I could have sworn I saw something chasing it, but I think actually that was just a weird reflection on the water. Just seems like a weird thing to not be able to cast it farther. To me, used to playing on my main account, I guess. Okay, so we're a little faster retrieval speed. We won't do speed up, I don't think, at this speed, but just seeing if we can get a random brown trout. We just need one decent brown trout, and all of a sudden it's all worth it. Or just one grayling. Maybe we should put that Aquila back on. It's getting a little later in the afternoon. We get a decent grayling. If we don't get a grayling on this cast, I'm going to go push it back down a little bit slower retrieval speed. Make sure we're not scaring everything with that retrieval speed. It's not happening, is it? This is the lightest of the lures. By the way, do we still have a fair? Oh yeah. Won't be long till we need to go start getting set up on Oldberg for our bream test, but oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Let's get that rod up in the air, less likely that it'll fly off. And let's get that fish in. Nice grayling. All right, that was on the Hornet. Hornet 008. 22 retrieval speed. Slow down the retrieval speed a little bit for the grayling. I'm gonna go 2 casts with this same lure before we try the spiker again. Another grayling. It is. All right, let's try the spiker. If it's not doing anything, we'll switch right back. Let's just give this a cast or two, but we'll switch right back to the Hornet if we need to. Love to see a brown trout though. That might be the thing that the spiker has a chance of doing, is finding us a brown trout. Well, similar to the last time I fished here, just either we're not casting far enough or this spot isn't quite as good as you want it to be if you're going to try to farm it. All right, probably last cast here. We do have a little bit of a march to do to our spotted Oldberg. We're going to 52.32. Oh, gosh. Get that chub out of the water. Love it. Nice way to end there. Okay. We did check for flies here, right? I think we did. I think we checked here and Oldberg. Yeah. Nothing to see here. Hey, we paid for our travel cost. We have flies. Oh, we should have checked for 22 hooks too. That's the other thing that I've wanted at times, is that in between hook size. Okay, here we go. And we're off. 52-32. I sure would like to get a map. This is not like Baya. I mean, it's one thing to not have a map on Baya for a few levels or something, but come on. Oldberg? Nah. This is the first time fishing at Oldberg, isn't it? Alright, 52-32, clip 14. Let's go get it. Go get it done. Let's see if we can catch any bream. See how this spot's doing. As soon as I saw somebody on VK post that they caught a few, even though it doesn't look like they caught many, they just caught a few bream. I'm just like ready to catch a few bream. And they did it on garlic dough, which might still mean that if you have cottage cheese dough, it's an even better bite rate. I don't know, but we're going to try this. Let's do a little experimentation. This is probably one of the spots that it just about takes as long to get to this spot as any spot on the map. Might not be 100% true, but the way the bridges and everything work these days, like, I feel like that could be true. All right, where's our bream mix? There we go. No, come back. 14 clip, let's go. We'll do medium. Trying to see. I think that's about right. Wasn't the best cast ever, was it? All right. 28. Bream mix. Go. And we'll aim slightly to the right of where we put that one. And we'll cast it far enough to actually cast. Okay, well, I hadn't gotten as far as to figure out what are we going to do on our third rod. I guess we're still going to fish for bream, but... Alright, 3.1. Maybe we don't use this. 3.1. 3.2. 4.6. This is fine. All right, and we'll do a 10 hook. I don't know. Still garlic dough, or do we want to try something else? We've got so much garlic dough, let's just try it for now. All right. And you do want it to be typically you want it to be a pretty good bite rate, even though it's not quite like perfect bream time, because it's not like fully nighttime yet. It's close enough. And even during the day in a bream spot, if a bream spot's really good, you should still be catching bream. They'll just be smaller size. So we're using a 6 hook and a 4 hook. So we're skewing a little large, but on this one we've got a 10 hook, so that should sort of embrace all the bream. So I don't know, we'll see. Is it working, is it not working? Are there better bream spots that I don't know about? Entirely possible. But, okay, so here's someone else using cottage cheese, fishing on the other side at over in A4, I guess. Oh, never mind. This is actually from the bridge. I know this spot. So they caught this 10-meter clip off of this bridge here facing this way. That's a pretty well-known spot. So, you know, if we do this again soon, we could test that one as well. How soon, how recent? So that one was yesterday. The one we're trying right now was also yesterday. Both of these bream spots were posted yesterday, for what it's worth. Okay. First fish is a small bream, except it's a white bream, which we'll take. That's actually kind of good news. Like if we could catch white bream on this third rod, that'd be perfect. We'll see what actually happens though. Oh, come on. Somebody's catching bream on winding, but again on cottage cheese dough. We'll get there eventually. Mosquito trophy perch time. That's cool. That's a cool spot. So somebody called it 50-80 on mosquito. Somebody caught some bream on garlic dough. Sorry, on cottage cheese dough. I wish it was garlic dough. On cottage cheese dough. That's just an unusual spot. I don't think I've ever fished for bream in that spot. It's like on the spawn side, but on that edge, casting towards the camp. So we still don't have a fish on the first rod, huh? The one that I possibly undercast. Hey, that's a bream and it's barely a marker, I think. Nope, it's actually an evil bream. We should send that one back. By the way, where are we at bait harvesting? 41.8. Oh yeah, we need to make a bunch of cottage cheese dough. Because in an ideal world, you make a little bit of egg dough, you get to 50%, buy the cheap knife, and bream fishing is just a really nice time to be able to start making fish pieces. But it usually doesn't, unless you're really slow to get to the bream, it usually doesn't work out that way. All right, I was about to say I'm going to recast that first line. And if the bite rate doesn't go up on the third line, I might actually put like just worms or something on it. Hey, that's a nice roach. I mean, at this point, we'll take anything, really. Let's get this a little farther out there. All right, so it went like that. I mean, it could be a little too far right. Let's start aiming more like that. But yeah, we might just put worm on that third rod. I don't know. Okay, so we are just a few minutes in, but one undersized bream, one white bream, one roach. It's almost midnight, so this definitely feels like a slow bream spot. I'm going to go ahead and move this over. I don't like our angle here. It's going to mess with me. I just don't like it. Let's just make sure we're casting a little further left from now on. Or at least spread out towards the left a little bit. Okay. All right. Yes. It's got to be at least decent, right? Unless it's a common carp. Even at 28, it's pulling. 4.4, 4.8, 3.8 reel. This is a decent bream. Again, as long as it's a bream. It's slow moving. I think it's a bream, but it is like slowly prodding along, right? Okay, turn your head towards me. That is very nice of you. Just keep coming this way. Yeah, it's a bream. It turned around way too easy to be anything else. Or to be a common, like a big fat common carp or something. Uh-oh. That's a common carp. Yeah, it's a little common carp. Shoot. I just didn't think it was because how quick it turned its head there, but yep, it's a common carp. Okay, cool. Interesting. Not the droid we're after, but I'm switching this one. What should we switch this to? Maybe worms? We could try pearl barley. Actually, I like that. Let's try pearl barley. Wow. Bream. That's a fatty white bream. I love it. I had this like crazy moment where I realized it wasn't a regular bream, and I was stuck between, is that a weird looking roach? And then it hit me. It's a white bream. Okay. thought that was going to be a bream, and I was like, okay, yes, it's slow, but it's all worth it. Nope. Middle rod doing some work, huh? Do we think it's the difference in fluorocarbon versus... It's another white bream, isn't it? What kind of spot is this? A white bream spot? Uh-oh. Okay, never mind, we're good. This is too slow. I mean, at this point, we just gotta make it through the night, but this is too slow. Okay, first fish on pearl barley. 3:30 in the morning. It's very small. It's a white bream. Sweet dough pea porridge. Just trying to think about all the things we could try. Let's go with worm. Nothing is very good in this spot right now. Middle rod again. Man, really starting to make you wonder about the fluorocarbon, right? I'm not going to change anything yet, though. Oh, gosh. Another non-marker bream. What are we doing? This is the ebb and flow, right? The balancing out. Remember last time we made like, I don't know, 1 million silver catching little bleak at winding? Not today. Not today. Okay, first fish on worms. Now we haven't had worms in long, to be fair, but first fish on worm is a... Okay. So I wish I could do a poll right now. It's almost 5 a.m. Between now and 7:30, 8 a.m., do you think we'll have a single marker bream, yes or no? Hmm. That's not the rod we want to see going off. Oh, Peaporge. I forgot I had Peaporge in there. Wouldn't it be funny if we caught a marker bream on Peaporge? That looks like an eyed. We are catching everything but bream here. You know, this post might have been fake. I'm just pulling it in. Well, if you answered yes, you were correct. It's a nice bream. I'll give you that. 2.2. If you answered yes, you were correct, but man, just barely. Just barely. I think the real fascinating thing is the difference in the bite rate, not on bream, just in general, of the first rod versus the second rod. Now, you've got some other factors. It's not just the slightly larger nylon leader on the first rod versus the fluorocarbon, slightly thinner fluorocarbon leader on the second rod. You also have hook differences. Size 4 hook on the first rod, size 6 hook on the second rod. Both with the same bait, both with the same bream ground bait. So it comes down to two things. It comes down to either the differences in leader and hook, or secondly, and I think just as likely, just that random thing that happens sometimes when if the spot's not great, then sometimes only one rod gets the attention. And I'm sort of not counting the third rod in that summary, but it looks like we just caught our first fish on this first rod. I say first fish. There might have been like a fish right off the bat on this one that I don't remember. But mostly this has been asleep the whole time. Did we catch a bream? Because that would be cool. It would sort of disprove. Yeah, so we got a marker bream, one marker bream on each rod. So they both did what we're wanting them to do, just very slowly. Very slowly. Like, this is no way to live. You don't want to fish for bream if this is the bite rate. It's got to be a good bite rate. That's the whole thing with bream. It's a very good bite rate. Okay. This was just brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. I know it's been... So it's been just a little bit of time, few days, maybe 3 days, something like that, since I actually recorded that last episode where we just destroyed this spot and did so well. So I don't know that the spot's the same. It's been just long enough that things could have changed a little bit, but chances are it's still doing pretty good. But let's just check it out. We do have flies now, but I'm not wasting our flies on this spot because so far, at least last time we were here, Pearl Barley was doing way too good to worry about that. Okay, that's interesting. That is interesting. I think we caught a fish here. Yep, this is gonna be a bleak. Oh no, dace. What's going on? What have you done with my bleak? Okay, there we go. Gotta love it. Now, unfortunately, I don't think there's any bleak orders. So we're just doing this for the fun. And a little bit of silver. Mostly why I'm doing this is just a couple minutes here. We're not going to stay long. A couple minutes just to check in on the spot. Just to get the information so we know next time if we should even think of this as an option. I'm sort of at the place now though where like anytime I'm coming to like record an episode, I mean, it's pretty much just I look around and see what looks like the best spot we can fish right now with the current gear we have. And that's pretty much what drives the decisions. I'm catching so many of these nicer bleak at the end here, closer to the bridge, that I've just decided to start them off closer this time to see what happens. That's probably a bleak. Yeah, not bad. Okay. I went way out there. We cast that with some purpose. There we go. It's a nice one. Sometimes in that situation it would sort of self-hook, but it didn't quite do it. Dace, please be a dace. Yes. Wow. I think I hit the wrong one first. Yep. Oh, okay. We got both. We're good. It's all good. Dace. And can't tell. Dace. Thank goodness for pearl barley. Pearl barley let us afford all those flies. It's a roach. Nope, dace. I should have just said, it's not a bleak. Okay. Not bad. The spot's still pretty interesting, actually. Okay, so yeah, in that short amount of time, 33 silver. Nope. 36 silver. In the bream spot, 27 silver. So we spent about a fourth as much time and made more silver. So with that, we're back up to 371. Just remember, we did get our second upgraded feeder rod, which you have to believe at some point will be an incredible value. I mean, eventually that will pay for itself, and I mean, it'll much more than pay for itself. What am I saying? Those are such a good deal. But in this weird space where there aren't the normal bream spots at Oldberg, which is just where we are right now, we're just kind of hanging on, just kind of waiting to see. I'm hoping that in the coming days, weeks, either Oldberg starts picking up or Baya starts picking up. You want one or the other. For kind of this point where we are, although we're going to hit Quarry before you know it. I just can't really imagine that it will be as pleasant to try to get into Quarry without having either Oldberg or Baya be super good. But you know, we can keep grinding away at Mosquito and Winding. There's lots of good spots. I think though, as we move towards the end of the fair time, we're going to just get more and more information about spots on these other places. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Tight lines, everybody. I'll see you next time.